Today we'll be talking about how to use a drum dial here on the Percussion Discussion. For those of you who are less familiar with the drum dial is a precision drum tuner that helps with fine tuning after you've done a general tune-up of your head. The way it works is you set the drum dial down on the head of your drum near a lug, and it'll give you a reading of your tympanic pressure. Once you take a reading at each of the lugs around your drum, you can get an average tympanic pressure and then tune each lug to the same number. And once they're all tuned to the same tympanic pressure, you'll have a drum that is in tune and that sounds great. So the best way to start tuning with a drum dial is to get a reading of the tympanic pressure at each of the lugs around your drum. In order to do this, you're simply going to carefully lay the drum dial down on your drum head right next to one of your lugs and get your reading. And once you get a reading at each of your lugs, you can get an average number from that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this process, and we'll come back once I'm done. Awesome, so now that I've gone around my head and I've taken the tympanic pressure at each of my lugs, I have found that my tympanic pressure is averaging between 84 and 86. So when I go into fine tune with the drum dial, I'm going to aim for about 85 on each of my lugs. And once I reach 85 on each of my lugs, I should have a good and in-tune drum. And also do note, when you're tuning with the drum dial, you do not have to go in a cross pattern around your drum. You're not really putting a large amount of pressure on any one lug, so you don't really have a risk of damaging a lug when you're tuning, just going around the head. So now in order to tune, you're going to do the same process of putting the drum dial at each lug, but this time you're going to tune the lug to try to reach an 85 on the dial on your drum dial. So we're going to put our drum dial down. I'm going to have to turn it for a second so I can actually see the number. This lug is reading just over 85. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my drum key on there and I'm going to take it down just a small bit. A very small amount of movement with a drum dial will take your tympanic pressure down a lot more than you'll probably expect. So now that I've done just a very minor adjustment, I can see that my dial has not moved. Now, when I am tuning down on a lug, oftentimes the drum dial will not actually pick up the reading of that. So in order to make sure you get an accurate reading of what you've changed, you can take the drum dial off and reseat it on the drum head and you'll get another accurate reading. So I've actually gone a little far on this one, so I'm going to bring it up just a tad. And there we go, we have an accurate reading of 85 on this particular lug. Also, when you are tuning up, do know that it will often catch you when you're tuning up, you sometimes have to reset it when you are tuning down. So now that I've got 85 on this lug, I'm going to go to all of my next lugs and I'm going to tune them to 85 as well. Do note that you may have to do a couple rounds around the drum to get them all precisely to 85 because tuning certain lugs may throw another lug out of tune. So here we go. Alright, and there we go. I'm getting a solid reading of about 85 for my tympanic pressure around all of my lugs, and when I go in and tap my drum, it's muted because it's on a towel, but at least the top head sounds good to me. Thank you for joining me here on the Percussion Discussion. If you have any questions or suggestions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments section. And if you want to see more percussion-related content like this, go ahead and hit subscribe and I'll have more content out soon. Take care, and goodbye.